Hi, I'm Randy Simmons, and welcome to Eye on Arts. Today's special guest is going to be Gale Robinson-Butler, and she's a director for the Clemens Fine Arts Center and programming as well. And we've got a lot to talk about today. We have a really full semester to start up with. One thing I've noticed is that every year this brochure gets a little bit thicker.
Just a little. With the cost of paper, we may have to cut back on some things pretty soon, but it does get a little thicker.
Well, there are a lot of events taking place, and I think we'll just go in chronological order, talking about next semester's happenings. The first one coming up is the Green Cards, and that's Saturday, January the 17th. What can you tell us about that?
Well, we're very excited, first of all, to have the Green Cards coming to Paducah to play here at the college. They're part of our campus series, which targets 18 to 35-year-olds. I think anybody will enjoy this concert, but they're a new, edgy, kind of bluegrass folk underground acoustic band from Austin, Texas, and they were nominees for the 2008 Grammy Award for Best Instrumental. They also were New Emerging Artists from the Austin Music Festival in 2004, New Emerging Artist of the Americana Festival of 2006, and so they have all kinds of awards to their credit, plus they tour internationally and have shared the stage with Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson. So that being said, wow. I think the caliber of the talent there is great. And we don't want to think of the bluegrass as old-fashioned kind of bluegrass. This is more that newgrass genre. And Bon and the Mash, Paducah's local favorite, will be opening for them that night. So it should be a great night of music on January 17th. We're really looking forward to it.
Well, that sounds like a blast, especially with Bon and the Mash opening up for them, because I know that those guys are just so loved, especially
they
here,
really are.
here locally.
And the Green Cards have recently been signed with Sugar Hill, and that record company also, Chris Thiele from the Punch Brothers, the Punch Brothers is signed with Sugar Hill as well. So that in itself is a credible agency, a credible record company. They're also with William Morris Agency, so the caliber of the music that night, including Bon and the Mash, we all know how we love them and love to hear them play, should just be something that's a great deal of fun. The night falls too, it's a Saturday night, and it is the first Saturday night after the first week of classes here at the college. So that's going to work out well. It'll be part of our welcome back activities for our students. So when students come that night, or if they buy their tickets in advance, if they bring their ticket with them, there will be free pizza and soft drinks in the Student Center for WKCT students who have purchased tickets to the show at 6:30. So that's part of the welcome back activities that we're providing for students.
Well, I think that's a wonderful startup for the semester.
Well, and we don't want to forget to mention that we're trying very hard in this tough economy to keep our ticket prices affordable for everyone. We want the arts to be accessible to anyone who wants to come. So a student can come and see Grammy nominees for $6.
I think that's a wonderful price.
It is a wonderful price. And adults can come and see the same show for $17. So, you know, you can't beat that anywhere.
Well, it sounds like they're in good company with the people that they've toured with, Bob Dylan and Willie Nelson. Is there anybody that you would compare the Green Cards music to that we might know?
Well, I think, you know, if you saw Punch Brothers last year, you know, it's that same genre of music. If you like Bon and the Mash, and if you've heard them, they're the same kind of genre of music as well. It's edgy and different, and you'll have an opportunity to hear it. If you stay with us through the entire show and listen to the music under the credits, they will play one of the Green Card songs for us.
That's great. Something I thought was interesting was one of the instruments we were talking before the taping started about how we were pronouncing this one instrument that's played by the Green Cards.
The bouzouki.
I have never heard of that.
The bouzouki. We have, and I have to cheat, you guys can see me cheating here, but we have Carol Young. It's a three-piece group, and Carol Young plays bass, and she sings most of the songs, and she has a great voice. I hope that we get to hear a little bit of that during the credits as they play. And then Kim Warner, young man, plays the mandolin and the bouzouki, and Eamon McLaughlin plays fiddle and viola. So we have some unusual instruments, and so it's going to be a completely different sound. And when you have a Grammy nomination for instrumental music, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I mean, not everybody gets selected for that. So we're very excited to have them coming here. Norman Wergler, who's our professor of music on campus, is, going to require many of his student classes, the classes to come and see the show because of the different styles of music that will be seen here.
Is there going to be a chance to meet these performers after
Almost
the show?
always they come out after the show and they'll sell merchandise and sign. And I sometimes don't know that until the day they get here. It just depends on where they're going next. If they're here on Saturday the 17th and they have a show far, far away on the Sunday, they may have to leave immediately after the show and start that trip. But probably, because I do know that they're selling merchandise that night. Another exciting thing about that event is Bon and the Mash has a brand new CD, and they will have their CD available for sale that night as well.
Great. But I think I should make a point of being here.
And the green cards, if you want to check them out, it's thegreencards.com. The title of their latest album that was nominated for the Grammy is Viridian.
Viridian, great. Well, thank you so much. I'm going to go in chronological order, and I think the next event is Ailey 2.
Yes.
And we have a poster behind us for that.
We do. Ailey 2, if people are not familiar, Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater is probably the most prominent African American dance company in the world. This is their 50th anniversary tour for Alvin Ailey American Dance. Ailey 2 is their second company. It's a smaller company, and this is their 35th year, and they are known for their technique of modern dance and for their choreography. They have choreography from Alvin Ailey, of course, and some of the most famous choreographers in the world of dance. That show, this is their second time in Paducah, and the first time they were here they sold out, and we're very close, to selling out Ailey 2 already. They're here on Friday, February the 6th at 7:30. They'll do a public performance, but that morning at 10 a.m. they will also do a lecture demonstration for high school and middle school students. And that is an amazing experience in itself. The first time I saw a lecture demonstration, I thought, well, I don't think I'm going to care much about this. This is going to be nothing but educational. And it is indeed educational, but it's a lot more than that. It was very interesting to hear how they come up with the choreography. It also is, it's also very cultural in its ethnic, I can't say that word right now. Say it for me, Randy. Ethnicity.
You did a better job than me.
Okay, well, anyway, it talks about the traditional culture of African American communities and way back, how they have come so far, and some of the dance moves are very, very old, and then some of them are very, very new. And most of these dancers are classically trained. So they'll be talking to the students about the training, what it takes to become a dancer, what the choreography means, how long they rehearse every day, and then they open it up to a question and answer session.
And this is free?
No, it's $4.
$4
so it's
to do the
almost
lecture
free.
and demonstration. Okay.
Yes, it's almost free. And it also is a good opportunity for sometimes at-risk teenagers and children to see what they can do, to see what's open to them. A lot of times children see these kind of programs and go away saying, wow, I could be a dancer, or I could be a singer. I mean, they don't realize that. We don't see a lot of professional dancers unless you come to the theater in Paducah. And so we will offer tickets to this show at a price that many of the high schools can afford it, to bring the students, and they can see them and talk to them and ask them questions.
So if somebody wants to do the lecture demonstration or to see the shows, they should call
Yes. For the lecture demonstration tickets, you do have to call the box office, and that number is 534-3212 to see the public performance. We are now online, and you can purchase tickets online at artsinfocus.org.
And that's a new service.
Yes, it is. We started this fall.
Great. Well, I bet that'll certainly help us sell more tickets.
It
make
does.
take that
It really
ease.
does, and it makes people, especially with our endeavors to bring in a younger audience, the ability to buy tickets online. I mean, that's what that demographic wants to do. They want to go to their computer, and if it happens to be 1 o'clock in the morning, they want to purchase their ticket, they can.
I'm with them because I do everything online.
Yeah,
too.
see?
Okay, for the next show coming up, you may have to help me with this.
Rave-On.
Rave-On, thank you.
February 17th. Rave-On is the new Buddy Holly tribute, and so it should be a wonderful show. In fact, I spoke with someone yesterday who had, and this is a national tour as well, and I spoke with someone yesterday who had seen this show in Fort Myers, Florida, and she said it was one of the best tribute shows she had ever seen. There's also scripted dialogue that goes along with it. It's the band and Buddy, and it is just an incredible show, a lot of fun. People should be up dancing in the aisles before it's all over with.
Do you think people could come in attire for this?
Oh, I would love that. Wouldn't that be fun? Will you come dressed as a 50s guy?
Oh, I think I've got the clothing.
I think you
can
do too.
that. Just grease my hair back a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think that would be really a lot of fun. And we may use that in promotion, Randy. Who knows? You're on our marketing team.
I think that's a great idea.
But that should be a great show as well. And tickets for Ailey as well as Rave-On are $20 for adults and $12 for students and children. So that's also a very reasonable price and very accessible to almost everybody.
Well, I think you're right. I appreciate you working as hard as you do on not only getting the shows, but keeping the costs down so that a lot of people can afford these.
You know, what we appreciate in order to keep the costs down is that our contributors keep contributing. And for Ailey, which I have to say is an expensive act, we did receive at least a third of the fee in grant money from the Southern Arts Federation and the Kentucky Arts Council. So that's, that helps us a great deal as well.
Wow, well that's great to hear. With
To be able to
supporters
do
like
that.
Yeah, let's see, the next thing in line.
Oh, I know. You want me just to tell you?
Yeah, please.
It's the keynote series with Gwen Rubio on March 3rd at 7:30.
That's correct.
That will not be held in the theater. That will be held in Crounce 101. Gwen is actually from Kentucky, and she will be here at 7:30 p.m. speaking of her book, Icy Sparks. And Icy Sparks was selected as one of the best reads by Oprah, and we all know how important that is. And it's been a popular book since that point in time. And I've been speaking with Gwen off and on the phone, and she's a very personable woman, and I think that should be an interesting evening too. She will be reading from the book, and then she will be discussing her writing techniques, where the ideas came from, and then she will open it up to the audience for questions and answers. The topic of the book is about a young girl who had Tourette's syndrome, and she just always thought as a child that she was strange and didn't fit in. And so it sounds as if it would be a sad and depressing kind of book, but the way it's written, it's very humorous in parts. And we have picked this up as one of our QEP reading projects for the spring, so it will be one of the book discussion, it will be on the list for the book discussion groups. And it's a good book, an easy read. People can enjoy reading it. It's not dry. I think that it's something that we all should pick up and read and join a book discussion group.
Yeah, and there's a discussion with the author at
Yes.
2 p.m. for
Yes.
the college students. Well, this is similar to the Homer Hickman, so if you've seen the Homer Hickman, it's going to be a similar.
Right. Except we are not doing the whole one book, one community, one campus read this time, which went on for about a year. We had kickoff activities. So this will be a great opportunity for us to meet her and talk with her.
And there's no admission charge.
No, there is no admission charge to that. This is on the college's list of goals is to increase reading and the enjoyment of reading, and a lot of people just don't read anymore. You know, we've become a society where we expect to get our information in 5-minute blurbs from TV and radio and on our computers. So it's our efforts to get people to sit down and read a book.
I'm guilty of that, although I have discovered audiobooks.
Oh, me too. Those are wonderful, aren't they?
Oh, I don't know
I
what
think
I'd do
those
with it.
count. I think
My
those
wife
count.
says they don't count as reading, but I like to work on my art and
Well,
listen to audio.
they count as listening and hearing stories, and storytelling is the oldest form of theater, so, you know, it's all culture.
Yeah, well, I'll certainly keep on buying them.
Good.
Let's see, after that, we have a couple of backstage passes.
We do, and those are going to be a whole lot of fun too. On March 7th, we have the Koch brothers, and now that's good old-fashioned bluegrass. This is not the same kind of music you're going to hear with the green cards. The Koch brothers are a local bluegrass band, and they perform regionally. They do a great job. They've been together for years. Some of them are brothers, and they're all family members, except one girl. They've added a female singer now, and she's not a Cope. So now they're going to have to not be the Cope boys, but they're going to have to be the Cope boys and
one.
Kendra.
Coke Boys plus one.
Right. I like that name. I think I'll pass that on. And then on March 14th, these are both on Saturdays, and if you're not familiar with the Backstage Pass shows, they're a whole lot of fun. They're set up in a coffee house setting. So instead of coming in through the lobby into the formal part of the theater, you know, so that it feels that formal theatrical kind of experience, you walk down the faculty hallway, you come in the rehearsal door to the theater, you walk directly onto the stage where there are tables and chairs set up, covered with butcher paper so that you can draw and have a
Create
good
art.
time, create art while you're listening to great music. And then we have catered desserts and beverages. So it's just a whole different experience in a much more casual environment. And the reason we started doing that was twofold. First of all, we wanted to encourage people to come to the theater. And some people are intimidated by that theatrical experience. They think they have to have a special kind of clothes, and they think they have to act a special way and know about modern dance or know about opera or know about whatever they're coming to see. And if they can come in and listen to good music and have, you know, some cake and coffee or a soda and be on stage, and it's a very intimate style performance. You feel as if you have really come to know those performers when they leave. So following the Koch brothers, on March 14th, we're bringing in Bryce Long. Bryce Long is from Cadiz, Kentucky, so he's kind of a homeboy, and that's always good because that brings his friends and relatives to come to see the show too. But he has now moved to Nashville, and he's a singer-songwriter, and his songs have been recorded by John Michael Montgomery,
Wow.
Gary Allen, new artist Randy Houser, and in fact, Ain't Nothing On But the Radio reached #1 recently. So that was his first #1 on the country charts, and he has a great voice as well. So not only do you get to hear the music that you've heard other people do, you will get to meet Bryce and hear him sing his songs the way they developed in his mind.
And he's from basically in our backyard.
Yes. So everybody should come out and support these local bands. That's the second reason that we do the Coffee House series, is so that we can give young emerging artists from our area an opportunity to perform in a different kind of venue. A lot of them perform in bars, and that's great. But here, people come for the music, and the food is a side attraction. If you go to a bar, sometimes you go for the music, but sometimes you go because you're just going out for the evening and the music is there. Here, people listen to the music.
And we're still doing the backstage pass mugs.
Oh yes,
The coffee mugs.
Yes, we have Backstage Pass coffee mugs, and they're very cool travel mugs. And if you purchase one, then you get free refills for the entire season.
And I have one, and
That's right.
I use it daily.
That's right.
Believe it or not, I really
We all
do.
have them around here.
I love it. They say they're not dishwasher safe, but I wash mine in the dishwasher.
Well, see, that's good to
and
know.
Everything's fine.
Good.
Gail, I believe the next thing we have coming up is Norm's production of Bye Bye Birdie, and the dates for that are April the 24th and 25th, and Sunday, April the 26th.
That's right. And audition dates for Bye Bye Birdie are January 25th and 26th in the theater here on campus from 5 to 7 p.m. And if you can't make those times, or if you have questions about the show or about what you're expected to do at auditions, you can contact Norm by email. All you have to do is go on to the Arts in Focus website, click on staff, and all of our photographs will come up, but he will be there too, and then there's a link to his email. It's a great show, by the way, Randy. Put on a Happy Face comes from that show. It won several Tony. It's a recipient of 4 Tony Awards and the Outer Critics Award. So for Best Musical. So it's won a lot of awards, and it's kind of a timeless story. You know, it's kind of an Elvis story, actually. The main character is a rock and roll singer in the 50s, and he is drafted into the military. And so right before he goes, all of his fans are swooning for the star of the show, and it has great music in it, roles for a lot of young characters. So we're looking forward to having our students audition, as well as high school students and community members.
And we're doing a matinee for this as well.
Yes, on Friday, April 24th at 10 a.m. And that matinee is already selling. We have probably 250 seats already sold. So if teachers are interested in bringing their students to that show, they should call Julie Moore at our box office number 534-3212 and make their reservations.
And again, the tickets are reasonably priced. Adults at $12, students, children, and senior citizens, $6.
Right, and the matinee tickets are $4 again.
Wow, great prices.
You know,
And we can
those
buy
are
these
great
online
prices.
too.
Yes, except with the exception of the matinees.
Okay.
With the matinee performance, the teachers just call, because there's not an actual ticket. They just make reservations.
Gotcha. And does that finish out the?
Well, it actually does not. We have the Pops concert, which is the WKCTC Community Chorus, on Sunday, May the 3rd at 3 p.m. The chorus meets every Tuesday evening. It's a non-audition chorus, and anybody with a joy of singing who wants to sing can come and be a part of that. And something that we did not mention that you're intricately involved with are the visual arts exhibitions in the gallery lobby of the Clemens Fine Arts Center. And also, we didn't talk about Southern Circuit Films.
Well, that's true. As for the exhibits that we are hosting here on campus in the Clemens Gallery, we do have the Art Faculty Show that's going to be opening January the 15th through February the 6th. We're doing a reception as well on the opening day of Thursday, January the 15th at our usual times, 5 to 7. And we're also going to be hosting Murray State art students at the same time.
Which I think is very exciting and a great idea. It was yours, and it was just a really good idea to do that and to bring the two schools together on that. And that show will be up for the green cards as well.
That's right, and we've partnered with Murray State, the art department. I think this is our 4th year to host some of their artwork, so we're looking forward to having their work as well. Right after that, we're following the show up with the Yeiser Art Center's permanent collection. That's from February the 10th to March the 28th, and I'll certainly throw a plug out for the Yeiser Art Center. The permanent collection is going to be on exhibit not only here, but at the Yeiser itself, and also at the Maiden Alley Cinema, all at the same time. So this will be the biggest exhibit of the permanent collection I believe they've ever had.
That's great.
So there'll be a lot of artwork from the collection being pulled out and dusted off and brought out into the light. Then we finish the season in our gallery with the WKCTC Student Show and Duct Tape Fashion Show, April the 2nd through May the 1st, and the reception for that's going to be April the 2nd, 5 to 7. And that's always a great time to see what's happening at what's now the new Paducah School of Art.
It is, and speaking of the new Paducah School of Art, we are doing Southern Circuit Independent Filmmakers Tour with the Paducah School of Art the Arts in Focus series and Maiden Alley Cinema. And the next one of those takes place on February 20th here at 7 p.m. in the theater of the Fine Arts Center. And it's a member of the club, A New Orleans Cinderella Story. And it's all about the traditional coming out of the African American community in New Orleans and about one girl's story. And so it should be very interesting and enlightening.
And you get to meet the director,
Yeah.
Phoebe Ferguson.
Right.
Will be here. It's Friday, February the 20th at 7. And there's 2 more shows being sponsored as well through the School of Art and the college. And it's All About Us with director Christine Swanson and producer Michael Swanson. That's going to be Friday, March the 27th at 7 at the Maiden Alley Cinema. And then yeah, I'm saying this in order. The next one is A Man Named Pearl with producer-director Scott Galloway, Friday, April the 17th at 7 at the Maiden Alley. And what's great about all of these shows is that you get to meet the producer or director or a combination
And have
of
an
both.
opportunity to speak with them not only in the question and answer session, but usually in some kind of informal situation prior to or following the show. We had 3 in the fall semester, and I saw all 3 of the movies, and they have all been wonderful. You know, even the ones that I thought, oh, okay, I'm going, you know, and I'm sure that it will be well done, but I'm not sure if I'll really enjoy that particular film. And they've all been amazing. And the directors or the producers, the filmmakers, have all been very personable and happy to speak with people, and will stay and talk to the audience as long as they want to.
What a great program.
This is also sponsored by the Southern Arts Federation and the National Endowment for the Arts. And again, the Paducah School of Art is the driving force in this particular one.
And if somebody wanted tickets to go to these
Tickets are
performances?
available at the door only,
Okay.
and they're $5. So you
Great.
can't beat that
You
anywhere.
can't beat that, and to get to meet the people behind
Right.
the films, that's a...
And it's, you know, I have been surprised at the questions that have been asked of the filmmakers. You know, people are very, very interested in how the scripts came about, how their interest in the particular topic. Some of them are documentaries, and some of them are fiction pieces.
Great. Well, what a wonderful season that we have. And Gale, thanks for coming in and telling us about what's going on with our
Thank
program
you.
in the spring semester. And look forward to being a part of or attending some of the shows.
You're
as well.
always a part of it. You're on the committee. Now I think we're going to get to listen to some Green Cards music.
Great. I can't wait. Okay, Tammy, play it.
I've been laying round, getting ideas in my head, thinking about slipping out, gonna shine in my brand new dress. Boy, you got some style, ooh, no